Your mind is the most intricate illusionist you will ever encounter. A restless conjurer that bends reality in subtle ways you rarely notice, because even in the stillness of thought, it never stops shifting the stage beneath you, distorting perception, altering memory, and guiding emotion as if you were both the puppet and the puppeteer. It convinces you that your memories are faithful recordings of the past, yet in truth they are fragile reconstructions, reimagined every time you recall them, colored by present feelings, shaped by suggestion, and sometimes infused with details that never existed at all. So the story you carry may be more invention than recollection. It tricks you into believing you are fully aware of the world, yet what you actually see is a carefully edited version, stitched together by the brain to save energy, filling in blind spots with guesses, smoothing over gaps with illusions, convincing you that your vision is seamless when in fact you are walking through a patchwork dream. Even the way time moves is not fixed but elastic in your mind's grasp, slowing during moments of terror, stretching in boredom, vanishing in joy, so that entire hours can dissolve in what feels like a breath, while a few seconds of fear can feel eternal. Your mind whispers thoughts to you as if they are your own. Yet not all thoughts come from choice. Many rise from the unconscious depths, ancient instincts wired for survival, old fears disguised as rational caution, hidden desires surfacing as sudden impulses, all packaged in the language of self, so you believe you are always the author. It plays with your emotions by releasing invisible chemicals that shift your reality without permission, transforming sadness to elation with a rush of dopamine, or crushing joy into despair when cortisol floods too long, leaving you to wonder if your mood was ever truly yours or just chemistry in disguise. It shapes your decisions long before you are aware of them. For scientists have found that brain activity predicting your choices occurs milliseconds before you consciously decide, suggesting that free will itself may be less command than commentary, the conscious mind arriving late to a show already in progress. It blurs the line between reality and imagination. For when you dream, the same neural circuits that process waking life ignite with equal intensity, meaning that your brain cannot truly distinguish between what is lived and what is imagined. Both leave imprints that can alter your behavior, beliefs, and even your sense of identity. Your mind is a master of self-deception, creating cognitive biases that protect your fragile sense of self, letting you remember victories more vividly than failures, convincing you that you understand more than you do, and allowing you to spot flaws in others far more easily than in yourself. It hides its games behind what feels like logic, but even logic is colored by emotion. You may think you are reasoning carefully, yet decisions are often made emotionally first and only later justified by rational thought, turning reason into a lawyer that defends the verdicts emotions already passed. The mind also knows how to make suffering addictive, replaying painful memories until they etch deeper grooves in your mental landscape, binding you to old wounds as if pain itself were a story it refuses to stop telling, while simultaneously protecting you with forgetfulness, erasing trauma too heavy to bear, leaving only fragments behind. It manipulates perception through expectations, so much so that wine tastes richer when you believe it is expensive, placebos heal when you trust in them, and even pain diminishes if you are told it will, proving that belief itself can sculpt reality at the deepest levels of biology. It constantly edits the narrative of who you are, constructing an identity from fragments, telling you that you are one unified self, when in truth, you are an orchestra of competing voices, each part of the brain with its own agenda, its own rhythms, working together just enough to keep the illusion of unity alive. It leaves you blind to its own tricks, for you rarely see the games it plays until they are revealed, like a magician whose greatest talent is convincing you no trick happened at all. And yet these games are not betrayals but protections, ways to help you survive, to soften the harshness of reality, to motivate you to keep moving forward even when life feels unbearable. For all its deceptions, your mind is both the maze and the key, a paradox that both ensnares and liberates, reminding you that reality is not something you simply see, but something you constantly create. And perhaps the deepest mystery of all is not that your mind plays games with you, but that you are willing to believe them. Because in those illusions lies the very fabric of what you call being alive.